Hey guys, welcome to another video. I hope you're doing well, and I got another little goodie for you. You know, I like showing you guys different models that you really can't find anywhere. They're not really common, and they're unique and they're special. Well, recently for you guys, I had done the history of the U.S.S. Constitution, and I also did a model kit review of the Constitution from 1955, I believe. Well, what I got for you today, I have another model kit of the U.S.S. Constitution, and I know there are a lot of them, but what makes this special is this one is really rare. Now, you know, you've seen a lot of, well, the description of a lot of things where it says rare or hard to find or unique. But when I tell you right now that this one is really unique, you can, well, I'll show you. Check this out. This is the U.S.S. Constitution, and it's a wall plaque. How cool is that? You got half the ship, and it mounts onto the map, and then it mounts to this awesome looking frame. It's just so unique, and I tried looking for the for others and other versions of the kit, because they do have other versions, and I have not been able to find them anywhere. I just think this is so cool. This is a Revell model, by the way, and the official title, U.S.S. Constitution Wall Plaque. Easy to assemble plastic model kit. Kit includes U.S.S. Constitution ship model, historical map, plaque, and gold antique wax to make a magnificent decorated piece. Ideal for living room, den, or bedroom, you can see, by Revell. Easy to assembly. Antique plaque, trim and cement map onto plaque, assemble and antique the ship model, and a cement assembled model to the plaque. It's a really cool idea, and it shows you the different versions of the kit. You got the Constitution, and I'm not sure what the other two are. We'll get to that. You can see the finished model on the wall, and it looks like that gold wax, they use it on the ship, and it looks, here's like what it looks like in the den. So showing you guys the side of the box. Again, it's Revell. Three selections available: the Spanish Galleon, the Cutty Sark, and the U.S.S. Constitution. Now, these are really cool kits, and I've been trying to find the others, and I haven't been able to. I checked eBay and Amazon, but as of right now, I haven't been able to find any others. Easy assembly. First antique and plaque with a special gold antique wax. Second, trim and cement the map onto the plaque. Third, assemble and antique the ship model. Fourth, cement your assembled model and antique ship onto the plaque where indicated. Be creative. Now you are ready to display the finished U.S.S. Constitution wall plaque. Match your own decor. Try other paint schemes on your model: antique green, red, or silver, or paint it like the regular ship model. And it gives you a little bit of history. The frigate U.S.S. Constitution was constructed by the sturdiest timbers, copper spikes, and fittings supplied by Paul Revell. She later gained the nickname Old Ironsides when she was able to accept cannonballs without being damaged. The crew was able to pick it up, load it, and send it back to the English foe. The U.S.S. Constitution sailed the seas until 1830, leaving the past, warding off pirates, battling the British in 1812. Now the symbol of American freedom and traditions sits in Boston Harbor, where she receives visitors daily. Now, she still is, to this day, as of this filming. It's, let's see, it's May, I think it's May 23rd, 2021. And right now, because of the COVID, the pandemic, the Constitution is closed to the public. But if you want to check out her history, I did a brief history of her, and I did another model, and I can put the links in the description. But let me see if I can find a date. I think this is 1972 that this model kit came out. I'm not sure. The sides of the box, Have some more pictures of the finished model. And this would be H852, model number H852. I'll show you guys the other side. Ready to assemble. Simulated carved wood plaque. It shows you the dimensions, 13 inches by 18 inches. Let me show you guys the whole side. I'm trying to find a date. There we go. Looks like 1973. So let's go ahead and show you this kit. Ready to assemble plastic model kit contains simulated carved wood plaque, 13 by 18 inches, full color map, actual historical map of the United States at the time the Constitution cruised the coast, U.S.S. Constitution ship model, pre-molded rat lines, dead eyes, easy rigging pattern, and instructions. She has 17 cannons and 3 lifeboats, intricate deck and hull detail, engraved U.S.S. Constitution nameplate, antique gold antiquing wax for the ship model, and plaque. Easy to follow instruction sheet. Cement not included. You guys remember the model that I had shown you of the Constitution from 1955 actually had the finished rigging, the rat lines, and it came with cement as well. This one doesn't, but this one is still pretty cool. So let's go ahead and we're going to take it to the model desk, and I'm going to show you guys what's in this awesome kit. All right, you can see the beautiful box art. And I like the copper, the way they made it look copper. To make it look antique, when I do it, I'm going to try to make it look like the actual ship, but that's still pretty nice. So let's open it up and take a look. So we'll put that over there. First thing we notice, we got a nice parts tray. And what draws your attention right away to the nameplate, U.S.S. Constitution. Very nice. Oh, and on the bottom you can see a little part where the captain's quarters are. And let's see, you got I just saw it, here it is, the crow's nest. And you have some of the railings. Pretty well detailed for 1972. 1973. The box says 1973, but the listing that I got, it said it was 1972. And you can see the masts. And again, like the last kit that I showed you guys from the 50s, this one doesn't have sails either. It's just the rigging and the beams. And you got the thing that people, you know, guys, I'm not really that familiar with ships, especially of this time period. What is that called? Where they turn it? Is that for the anchor? I'm not sure. If you guys know, can you put it in the description? Get some more beautiful parts. Got another mast. And you can see the rat lines. These are plastic. In the model that I showed you guys from 1955, the rat lines were pre-formed, and that was really, really cool. It was a great idea. Matter of fact, the next time I do a ship like that requires rat lines, I'm actually going to make it like that. Perhaps my next Titanic model. You can see more rat lines over there. And on the side of that, you can see her anchor. Really nice. And below the anchor, you can see her rudder. And there's more crows. Actually, I think this is the back of the ship, where the captain's quarters would be. It's got some pretty nice detail. Or actually, no, these are crow's nest platforms. don't know if those are the davits for the lifeboat. And we got, looks like cannon over here. It looks like we have the wheel, and we got the lifeboats. So these look like they could be detailed up really nice. So I see you got the smaller lifeboat, and you got the two others. Let's see, what is this? This looks like it could be perhaps railing. Want that to focus. We have some more beams. That could be a flagpole. This is really a good sized tree. There's a lot of parts on it. Let's see if how many more there are. I'm not sure what that is. You can see the little handrails, I believe. And I'm not sure what that is underneath it. We have some more handrails. Nice. So this is a pretty good size tree. All right, what else do we have in here? Oh, we've got the instruction sheet. It's actually in a book, so I'll put up photographs and I'll show you guys the instructions in high definition. If you are lucky enough to have this model, or maybe you can buy one, and if it doesn't have the instructions, you can feel free to use these. So let's see, the U.S.S. Constitution, the oldest commissioned ship in the U.S. Navy. This is Soviet applied to the frigate Constitution, presently moored in Boston Harbor. As a museum, she serves as a reminder of the beginnings of American sea power. She was an inspiration for Oliver Wendell Holmes' epic poem, Old Ironsides. It was this poem that sparked her restoration. And like I said, as of this video right now, the pandemic has her closed to the public, but hopefully that'll change soon. General instructions: your kit is molded in styrene plastic. Revell cement is made especially for use with this material. Before cementing pots, always fit them together. And you guys can pause that if you want to read. And we go to the nameplate and the hangers. You can see that beautiful kind of a wood texture. Now what I plan to do is I would like to paint it black and then airbrush maybe some burnt umber and a little bit lighter wood colors, and that would look really, really nice. It would look just like a weathered antique piece of wood. You can see the back where the hangers are placed, and then I think you would put a string. Cement the first and allow maximum setting time. And then you can see where the nameplate would go. So that's the front of the instruction booklet, because there are quite a few. So let's see. We move on to the background. Note, to ensure that that map adheres properly, lightly sandpaper the center area of the plaque, then wipe clean with a damp rag. You can see that the scissors cutting it. Cut off one corner of the wax pack. Squeeze a small amount of antiquing wax on a piece of paper or cardboard. Use a medium-sized paintbrush and work the wax into the bristles. Lightly brush the gold antiquing wax over the wood grain. I've never seen gold antiquing wax before. So that's interesting. It shows you the cutting of the map, gluing it, and then putting that into position. And that brings us to step one. Step one is the detail deck assembly. So this is just about half, or maybe a little bit more than half, because remember, only half of the ship is going to be visible. You can see one of the cannons go on in the front. Nice. This looks like a relatively straightforward and simple model kit to make. Moving on to step 2, the deck and hull assembly. You see the captain's quarters, the hull, the right side, the hull, the left side, and transform. So there's not much to the starboard side. And we're already up to step 3 with the formation of the lifeboats. You can see the deck, the cargo hatches. You can see the cannon on the bottom with the little covers. The formation of the front of the ship, the bow. You can see what you do with the anchor with some of the string or rigging. And I don't see that yet. I don't know. The other one came with string, so you could make the rigging. Moving on to step 4. You can see the davits go into place. And then you put in the handrails. And then step 5 is the bowsprit. You can see the formation. I don't see a figure on the front of the ship yet. A figure right over there. Moving on to step 6, you've got the foremast assembly. And that looks relatively straightforward. You can see the areas that you're going to use rigging. It's showing it as part 2, so I'm thinking that this model does come with rigging. We'll see, because there's more on this one. All rigging lines are numbered for easy identification. The length required in inches is indicated thus, 10 inches. So, that's part 6. Alright, moving on to 7, it's more of the masts. This is the main mast assembly. Let's see, what is this? The top view. All yards must be at right angles to the mast. And you can see the lines, the rigging. And step 8 is more of the masts. We've got the mizzen mast assembly. You get a little bit more of the string. And it shows you, like I read to you earlier, it tells you the exact length that you're going to need for the rigging. You can see where you put the rat lines on, coming off the crow's nest. And that's the middle section. You know, there's a lot of instructions for a model that's only, so far, it looks like they only have one parts tree. Alright. Part 9, we got the lower rat lines. You can see the ship is already on the plaque. And again, it shows you the length that you're going to need. It shows you what to do. Turn the plaque upside down. Use a pencil point and open 2 holes marked for the Constitution. Then turn plaque right side up and clean the holes. Attach rigging in lines 8, 9, and 10 to parts 66, 67, and 68. Do not place the ship's hull. Okay, section part 3. Place. Do not cement the ship's hull located in the holes. So because they have different versions of the kit, the different holes for the different ships, again, it shows you the rat lines, where they're going to go. Moving on to step 10, rigging. Rigging details. I love models that show you the rigging instructions. Standard rigging of the foremast. That just kind of brings it all together, the rigging. And we got step 11, which is more rigging. This is going to be a really, really fun kit to make. The bowsprit rigging. Nice. All right, moving on to step 12. More rigging. You can see the tall masts. Pretty nice. Let's see, we're almost to the end. We're up to step 13 of the instruction booklet. More rigging details. So just about half of the instruction booklet is for the rigging. 4-mast running rigging. Line 13 starts at lower yard and goes back and forth between yards and mainmast, ending at the top mainmast. And step 14, the rigging, more rigging details. It shows you how to loop it. Rat lines eliminated to show rigging detail. Love it. She's starting to come together. And on the last page you have step 15, which is the final assembly. And if you remember from step 10, it shows you line 15 is installed in somewhat the same way as lines 13 and 14. However, in this case, the line leads forward from the mizzenmast yards to the mainmast. Caution, do not allow wax to touch any portion of the ship that will touch the plaque. Cement will not stick to antique wax parts, and that makes sense. It'll put a film on it. You can see you put the little lifeboat onto the lines, and they go onto the davits. And then you can see mounting the ship actually to the plaque, the finished vessel. Locate pins on hull and the holes in background map. Carefully cement the hull, masts, and yards where they touch the background. When cement is dry, turn plaque around, cement locator pins on the back, and that's how you secure it into place. And the bottom is just cement parts 69 and 70, short length of thread, and install the boat to the davits. So that, my friends, is the instruction booklet, and this is a pretty big booklet considering there's only one parts tree. So let's see what else we got. We got like a protective piece of cardboard, and let's see, we have, first thing, we got the hull. Beautiful hull. This is looks to be the same size as the model that I showed you guys last time. Oh, I don't remember. I think it's 1:232 scale. I think. I'm not sure. If it's not that, I'll put it up on the screen, but I think it was 1:232 scale of the Constitution. You can see her hull. The nice detail, the wood and the lines of copper that would go there, and you can see the little doors are open for the cannon. You guys can see that. Going back to the captain's quarters and the rudder, nice detail on that. So this would, you can paint this up nice, or you can leave it the way it is, and you can use the antique wax. And you can kind of make it look like almost like a brass. So that looks nice. And you can see the inside where the gun deck is going to mount. There's no writing on the inside. That's very, make sure you guys can see that awesome detail. So for 1973, she's held up pretty nice over the years. And this looks like the gun deck. Let me show you guys. They go in thusly. And there's a little lip. So that when it kind of rests on that. It's cool. And it looks like, let's see, what part is this? This looks like another section of the gun deck, or one of the gun decks. You can see where the cannon will go. It looks like there are numbers on here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. Or am I seeing things? No, those aren't numbers, but there's some kind of markings. Anyway, you can see the detail for the wood. There's another hatch that will go down below the deck. And it looks like we have one of the lines. So I'm not quite sure what this one is. Put that aside. Oh, all right. We got rigging. This is just like with the other model that I showed you guys had. Looks like there's a lot of rigging, which is a good thing because the model kit, you know, you guys saw in the instruction sheet, there's a lot of rigging. So what we got on the bottom now is we have the frame, or the plaque. And that looks really, really nice. Beautiful. Pretty solid too. Let me see if I can get you guys to see the quality of the grain of the wood, assimilated wood. You can see the holes that are going to be for the ship. And you can see where there's the markings you can see for the Cutty Sark, the Constitution, which is in the middle, and then the Spanish Galleon. And let's see, the writing, this is F8218, Revell Incorporated, 1972. So it was 1972. And it said 1973 on the box, but this says 1972, so we'll go with what's on the model. Venice, California, 90291. This is before Revell moved to Germany. In F8218. And that's, you can see the, looks like these are already installed. The mounts, where the string is going to go to hang it up. So that's nice, and like I said, it's nice and sturdy, and this is pretty big. A good size. All right, now I'll show you guys that awesome map. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? And this is a map that would be indicative of the time period of the Constitution. You can see New England. You got Cape Cod, Rhode Island, Connecticut. You got Long Island, New York City. Let's see, that looks like Block Island. We got Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard. It doesn't really appear where we can read anything. It's kind of, it's very, very fuzzy. But it has that old feel. The paper is very thick. And you can see it's actually got an outline where you can follow along and you cut it out. And you can fit it in. When you cut it out, go outside the line a little bit, at least I would, because then it's a lot easier to just trim and make the adjustments as possible to get it to fit onto the plaque. If you cut it on the inside and you cut it too much, there'll be nothing that you can do about it. So that's the map. So there's nothing on the back. And let's see, there's only one thing left that's in the box. And that would be the gold wax. If you guys can see that. You can see the line where you cut. Ye Old Ship's Gallery. Gold antique wax. Caution. Keep from children harmful if swallowed. Revell. See other side. This is stock number, let's see. Is it 06? 9048. I think that's what it says. And in the back, caution, contains aliphatic hydrocarbon. If swallowed, do not induce vomiting. Call physician immediately. 1972 by Revell Incorporated, Venice, California, 90291. Made in the USA. And it feels really hard on the inside, so I'm thinking it's all dried out. But when you use this on the black plastic, you can get it to have that kind of it looks like brass or copper, and it gives it that really old, antiquated look. I'm not going to be able to use it because it feels very hard, like it dried out. I don't know if I'd use it anyway. I would kind of like to paint the Constitution her actual colors and do it that way. So this was on the bottom. This is what they were talking about for the wax, the gold wax. And then we have the map. Really, really nice map. And you got the plaque. So this is going to be a real fun kit. So you have, so to kind of give you an idea, you have the map, you have the plaque, and then the ship mounts onto the map. And that's just going to be so fun. I can't wait to do it. Put that back in for a minute. Show you guys the picture. You can see this is a real fun model kit. Now I'm going to look for the others. You got the Spanish Galleon. And what was the other one? I already forgot. But I'm going to see if I can find those, because that'll make a nice display. And our house, where we are, we have a pellet stove. And the section of the house, the corner, has all brick. And I think it would be a perfect place to put this up. And the others as well. We live in New England, so it's not out of the realm where we'd have like a nautical feel to the house. So that'll be fun. And of course, when I do it, I'll make a video and I'll show you guys all the steps. But my friends, if you were curious about this, you may have heard about it. Even if you didn't hear about it, I got a chance to show you. I hope it interested you. This is the U.S.S. Constitution wall plaque. And again, I thought it was so different because I don't really see a lot of these. When I saw this on eBay, I was like, ooh, this is different. I really wanted to get it and show you guys. So, my friends, that's the U.S.S. Constitution wall plaque. And as usual, I thank you for watching. And as usual, I'll be making another video for you guys really soon. Matter of fact, I'm excited about my next project that I'm going to be showing you guys. You know, I like to do a history, whether it's a vessel or something that I'm talking about or I'm going to show you. So I'm going to be doing the history of the U.S.S. Enterprise, and it's going to be CVN 65, America's beautiful, the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. And then I got a nice model to show you guys, so I'm going to hurry to do that for you guys. But this is for the Constitution, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon.